Look at the material. Look at the material. Don't come for me. I know. I know. It's been yet another time I've had to be like, it's been weeks and months. But we're back. Changing it up. Just kidding. Hey guys, welcome back to The Hideaway. It's still me, Douglas, and I know I keep saying it again and again. We're way off schedule, but guess what? We are back. It's February 2021. I said we'd be back, and we are back. So we are going to be restarting and coming back in pretty much the same format. I've obviously decided I'm gonna maybe try this as long as the sun glare doesn't get too bad. It's a snowy day today, so fingers crossed it stays like this. We're coming back today to break down the last entry that I posted in 2020, which was Winter Chills. This will be a very, probably short breakdown because there's not much to dissect here, but also because I want to move on and get to some of the newer stuff that I've written. I wrote this in 2019, I believe at the end of 2019. I really wanted to do like a take on like a Christmas song, but obviously flip it and it's like super somber and sad. Because that's what we do here. We're sad and somber. I think we should just jump right into this breakdown and let's get 2021 on a roll. Oh, actually, let me go ahead and shout out to Wild Greens Magazine. They are a Philadelphia-based arts magazine, and they released their 4th issue February 1st today that I'm filming. If this goes up today, it's the same thing. But their February edition released today. The theme is obsession, and there is some amazing work in there from local Philadelphia artists. So I will leave a link down below, but please go check them out and show them some love. It is a phenomenal issue. With that being said, let's jump on in. So our first section, I think I said it a second ago, but this was a song that I wrote, so song lyrics, so you know the drill. I've been walking these streets, dead in the winter chills. Song title, right there off the bat. I think that's fun. Because I think, much like, actually, it's actually a fun little pop culture reference now because this was written in 2019 and then Olivia Rodrigo's driver's license just came out a few weeks ago, maybe sooner, I don't know. But she literally says in like her first 2 lines, I got my driver's license last week. And that's the name of the song. So, I think it's fun. I think it's one of those things where like you obviously expect the song of the title, like we've been trained to like hear it in the chorus or in the hook. So, it's interesting to kind of like get that out of the way to like sets it up for like this. I don't know. I just think it's cool. I don't know what it's setting up. It sets up nothing except you're not going to hear the title again. Holiday blues have taken the thrills. The dazzling lights and sparkling glows have no more to give me. It's like, it's basically like if I guess Green Day wrote a Christmas song. I know Fall Out Boy has a Christmas song, and there was obviously dark like this, but like, again, it's just supposed to be like the like emo kid sad at the holidays because he's lost love or he can't find love, and everyone else has love, and everyone's like, oh, talking about love in this time. He's like, no, I'm gonna go outside in the snow and walk around. It's me. It's me. I'm a hollow ghost now. If you think of me, I can smile for a bit, but nothing will come of it. And so that's, I mean, it's all like, again, this is gonna be like, this is just like, almost like a transitionary video. I'm not trying to give no hate to my winter chills, but like, it's very, sorry. I had to decline a phone call. Again, not trying to give any hate to my piece, it's just, it was something, it was good for the holiday season, which is when I released it. I released it, I think, either on Christmas or before Christmas. So, it was just very fitting. So, there's not much to dissect here. It's all pretty self-explanatory. The next section. I'll make a phone call. I won't say a prayer. I'll leave my scarf on the rack, leave my love in the dark. So, I think it's kind of like, again, the reverse of the cliches. Like, instead of going to visit family, you'll make the phone call. I won't say a prayer. Obviously, the holidays can be tied into religious things, so I don't associate with that. I'll leave my scarf on the rack. So it's like, it's kind of opposite of like the beginning where it's like, I've been walking the streets, but now I'm leaving my scarf on the rack. Maybe it's a metaphor about how I embrace the cold. Historians 20 years from now, let's talk about it. Leave my love in the dark. Dark versus light, blah, blah, blah. I've embraced the cold, barefoot in the snow. It can't be worse than what I felt all year. And that's actually very poignant for 2020 because obviously I wrote this a year before that, but it's just interesting because that's kind of how we all feel. And we're never going to stop talking about Taylor Swift, but her surprise album that she dropped again, Evermore, in the song Evermore, the title track, she talks about being barefoot in the wildest winter, catching my death, and then earlier she sang about, hey November, I've been feeling down since July. It can't be worse than what I felt all year. I'm not saying me and her are the same person, but have you ever seen us in the same room together? I think not. An endless nothing, break my own heart, the path is dark. And so, as you can tell, they did both sections on like a kind of a rhyme. The first one was more obvious, but this one, heart, dark, it kind of has that same enunciation to it. But again, it's super depressing. And like, whereas like Taylor Swift's Evermore like had like some hope at the end, this is just like, everything sucks and you're alone on the holidays. And that's fine. That's fine. Next section. So now I'll go into the dark and stormy night, brace the winds and the snow. So again, we talked about it in the first section where it's obviously, you know, this person barefoot without a scarf and, you know, wandering the cold because they're so used to that and that's what they expect to have. So imagery, because this time of year brings nothing but pain. And like, I guess that's remnant for some people that like, you know, holidays are such a bad time because it can have like traumatic family memories or just, you know, loved one memories, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of people die during the holidays. So it's like, and this time of year, that time of year, like the holiday Christmas time is not everyone's favorite for different reasons. And that's kind of, I wanted like a holiday song for the people that don't like the holidays. We want to fit into we want to be sad. I'm so numb and so indifferent to the joy to the world, question mark. I've given up on the world. I really like that little section. I think it's fun to like, obviously, you know, like joy to the world. So it's like, it's fun to just have like those three lines where they like play into each other. So I'm indifferent to the joy, cut to joy to the world, I've given up on the world. So it's kind of like a little three-part story in a little sentence, but those words coming together. So I like that sentence a lot. I'll cry tonight, then never again. Take me out of December. And it's like, I mean, I'm all for crying, obviously. We've been on this channel. But, you know, take your time, have a good cry, and then, you know, move on. But sometimes you don't move on, and sometimes you don't cry. I think it's important to do both. Maybe not at the same time, but in some conjunction with each other. Maybe. So our last little section to close this out. I want to feel something, but now is not the time. I want to know something, but now is not the time. And so again, that's kind of like, this person obviously wants to, you know, like feel these things that everyone's feeling during the holidays, but like, it's just not the right time. And like, that could be like literally and metaphorically. I always said, my soul is cold, but it's warm, aching for what I never knew. So again, that just kind of drives that point home. I think things, at least like emotionally, it's basically things can only get cold if they felt the warm. Oh wait, that's kind of tragic and fun. I want to know, but alas, it's always been far too cold. And so I think that's a good like juxtaposition to end on, because again, I just talked about how, you know, you can't have the cold without the warmth. You have to know the warmth first. So you can't say that if you've never like experienced love or something like that, you can't say that your soul is cold because you don't know what it's like to love and then to lose. But alas, it's been far too cold. I think that's kind of like thinking about like the world and like society, like and everything around it. Like, you know, you can see all these things about love, but then there's like a reality behind it as well. So both literally and metaphorically, it's too cold to want to try and find love. And that's also like cynicism, that type of thing. It didn't need to get that deep, but it also probably didn't go that deep, so it's fine. But yeah, that is Winter Chills. That was the last poem I released in 2020, and we'll be moving forward very shortly with some new pieces coming soon. No writing tips today. As you can see, I've kind of fallen off that, but I'll just say what I keep saying, you know, just trust your judgment. Trust your judgment when it comes to your writing, and don't be afraid to edit yourself. And I think that's it. We'll be coming back soon with some more entries, so stay tuned. And thanks again for coming to The Hideaway.